we are looking behind you and looking up to you to see how to navigate this business terrain. So we have Standard Insurance Limited, but the focus of today is not about insurance. We're talking about real estate. And we all know real estate is not, as they say in Nigeria, is not beans. People save their lifetime to make one single decision. Now the issue is, to make that decision, you need to gather a lot of information. So what we want to do today is feed you with as much vital information as you will need to make an informed financial decision. Are we all together? Yes. Thank you so much. So, moral of the story is that we had a choice. We didn't need to bring the developer to Nigeria, but I am very pragmatic. Chairman, Professor Salahuddin, is also very pragmatic. So when you take a combination of those two, you have a deadly weapon. But this is the kind of weapon that inspires you, or the one that destroys you. Yeah? So for that reason, we went a double, triple step and basically asked Sobha Realty, in order for us to do this, we need you live in person. We don't want to speak about you, we want you to speak for you, for yourself. Why Sobha? Why are they relevant? Sobha has been in business since 1976. And what would amaze you, like all entrepreneurs, the CEO, of Indian descent, started with a little amount of money. And if I say you're all going to be shocked. The amount is $7. $7. Am I right? $7. 1976. Today we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. UK, India, UAE, and of course, Africa is just next. So we're talking about things that would inspire you, that would open up your mind, that will allow you to think differently. So that's why you're carefully selected to be part of this very august occasion. And so it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you this evening. I don't want to mention people and their roles and their positions, but again, you look beside you. If I were you, I want to know who I'm seated with. Trust me, you're not going to make a mistake. Not in Israel. So, I don't want to waste too much time. The procedure is very clear. We're going to invite Signature Properties to tell us why they're relevant. Why Signature? What is their role? I can tell you that they're the exclusive brokers to Sobha in not just Nigeria, but multiple places around the world. That's a fact. I can also tell you, if you thought you came here to buy real estate, you thought wrong, because we're not selling real estate. What we're selling today is trust. So that is spelled out clearly: T as in Tom, R as in Romeo, U as in umbrella. Can you spell the rest? Yes. You can? Okay. I thought so. All right. So you can figure it out. So we're selling trust. Because at the end of the day, either you like it or not, by the time that money leaves your hand, you did it because you're trusting the entity you're doing business with. Now, if you look on that table, they don't need you to verify them. You can put a name on Google, the records are right there. Put Standard Insurance, you find it. Put Sobha, you find it. Put Goldmine Global Services, you find it. Put Nigerian Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it's all right there. Our office is in Lekki Phase 1, physical office, not 3D. This office is Lekki Phase 1, physical office. You're going to Dubai tomorrow, I promise you, we'll host you there. So these are real people. We're not here joking, because we want to change lives. We're dealing in a very volatile period. Economies just all over the place. And instead of topsy-turvy, dollar is about 600 to 1. And you're thinking, how am I going to manage my investments? Do I continue to save in Naira, where your money continuously depreciates? value, or do I begin to look at what would actually grow my network? I think you know the answer already. So I'm going to call Professor Ahmed bin Salahuddin. So the title says, or rather speaks for itself. When it speaks, if I were you, I'd bring out my pen and start taking notes like in the classroom. He's a perfectionist. Everything he does is to the T. His dressing is to the T. So it's not an accident, trust me. The man is wearing white shoes, for God's sake. I bet you know what that means. So without much ado, please give a round of applause for Professor Ahmed bin Salahuddin. Thank you very much, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله إن الله غفور رحيم. Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, let me welcome all of you this evening, starting from our ladies, because to me, I value my mother very well. And all ladies, the gentlemen, let me welcome you. Traditionally, when you want to start anything, I have to greet you first. I wish you joy, happiness, including but not limited to tranquility. Welcome to this iconic roadshow discussion. My Muslim brothers, my sisters, can I say Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh? This is Professor Ahmed bin Salahuddin, Executive President of Standard Insurance Consultant Limited. Standard Insurance Consultants is our mother company. And what will interest you today is our anniversary. We started business 30th of May 1980. Today we are 42. And to be 42, I think it's something that actually I need to thank God, and that's why I say Alhamdulillah. It's not because we know how to do it, but it is the wish of God for us to be in that position. So Alhamdulillah. Like I said, we as a company, standard group of companies, who we are, I remember very clearly in the year 1980, where we started business, we were only 7 professionals. I, as an individual, am a chartered insurance practitioners, as well as property investment advisor. I'm here tonight to talk about Signature Global Real Estate. Signature Global Real Estate is part of standard group of companies. And like I said earlier, we have been in business over the last 4 decades. Today, alhamdulillah, we are 42 years in existence. And when you are in business for 42 years, particularly when you look about Nigerian environment in doing business, there are a lot of challenges. There's a lot of ups and downs. And I've seen a lot of things. But I love Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country. And I believe, despite our challenges, we will still make it. I'm sure about that. The business environment is such that everything on paper is excellent. But what happens in practice is very difficult to achieve it. As I said earlier, the Signature Global Real Estate is headquartered in Dubai. The question is, why Dubai? We started in Nigeria maybe in 2005 as rural city link development property. But things have not been too easy, and that's why we made it to Dubai. We have our headquarters in Dubai. We are at 904 Oxford Tower, Business Bay. And if you go to our office, it's not too far from Sobha, just about 2 blocks. But again, we thank God. I think by the grace of God, we are moving to another iconic office. 1st October 2022. We will be in a new design office. And that is Dubai Financial District. That is very important. I think many of you that have been to Dubai, when you talk about Dubai Financial District, it's an important place. As I'm talking right now, anybody that is going to Dubai, the Signature is having a show in the office, having an outlet mall. I think our staff in Dubai will probably be watching us now. We are happy. So if you are going to Dubai, try and locate the outlet mall. We are proud about that. Again, Signature Real Estate is duly registered by the Real Estate Regulatory Authority. They call them RERA. And that is one of the things I like. Dubai property sector is highly regulated. It ensures the developer, the investors, the buyers, everybody is highly guided. And at the same time, Signature Global Exis is highly equipped with qualified property investment advisors with multilingual skill. This is very important. In our office, fortunately today, I think I have my COO. Yeah, that's Isham. Can you stand for up for it? Isham is our COO. Then we still have our F financial officer here, that's Abdulaziz. You can stand up for recognition. And like I was saying, in our office, we make sure that life is easier for majority of our clients. We're having people who are speaking English, Arabic, Hindi, Chinese, Philippines, and many other languages. The idea is just to make sure that life of our client is much easier when we are talking to different set of people. Even we have a Russian in our office, I think so. And we have the Chinese, Dr. Maria. Again, how do we succeed? We have partnership with highly financially secured developers. I'm happy to say that. One of them is Sobha. Andy, can you stand up for recognition once again? What do I mean? We have looked around. A developer, good developer, is the one that promises you, I'm having this project will be delivered in 36 months if it's off plan. And that project is delivered. That is why we have invited Sobha to Nigeria. As a matter of fact, today is the first day that we have to invite somebody to Nigeria, because I'm convinced that today Sobha will be able to tell you their qualities, what they have been doing over the years, and like Balogun said, they have been in business for the last 50 years. 50 years again is not a small, it's a long way. Therefore, I welcome Sobha once again, and I hope our partnership will be very interesting.
Thank
you. The same thing I have for Sobha, the developers, Nigerian developers. I'm trying to identify people who have the same mind. And I'm happy I've met a lot of guys today. Some of them are sitting down here. I was so happy I've been talking to them. And I think I can assure you that, we'll be on the same level of what we are doing. Signature Global, we have made a number of sales, particularly in 2021. Of course, after the COVID-19, Dubai they have taken the liberty, Expo 2020, taken to this thing they have done very well over the last 6 months. 7 months now, I think. managing many units of property, both locally, and we want to start in a way, particularly in Nigeria. I've already explained to you who I am. I'm a chartered insurance practitioner, investment advisor, and then you can see that talking about vision, what is our vision and mission? Because it's very important. That is what is missing in Nigeria. The government has to have vision. They have to have mission, not by saying, but to put it in practice. And that is the difference. I remember very well Dubai. When they want to change, because they find out that traffic in Dubai is too much. They have found so many ways. I say, well, the best bet is for them to have metro. Dubai determined with vision that in 36 months we are going to have metro. And what happened? In 36 months, I remember, I think it was 1st September 1999, metro came up. Very cheap, very nice. You have the VIP, you have the non-VIP, but at the same time, everything is clean. If you go to London, the underground is ramshackle. But if you go to Dubai, they will tell you, please, don't smoke in the metro, don't drink in the metro, you have to keep metro clean. Ali, am I right or not?
Absolutely.
Everybody key to the rule or not? Everybody key to the rule. Our vision is to be one of the 5 real estate investment advisor in the UAE. And African is our focus, particularly Nigeria. I love Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country. All what we need to pray is to have a government that can listen to us. Nature has given us everything. Like we are just discussing with one gentleman, I remember in the early days when I was a student, when you are going to America, some of you will be surprised that dollar that we are talking 600 naira today, dollar is only 75 cents. 75 cents to the dollar. Therefore, we students, we don't care. We prefer to retain naira in our pocket and forget about dollar. And when you go to London, in the streets, you find out naira is 1 to 1. 1 naira to 1 pound. But things have changed today. We want to serve Africa, in particular Nigeria. Now, let me just tell you, the most important thing in business is what are the core values of a company. Standard group of company, we have 3 supernatural core values. Maybe more say something about that. Our first core value is trust. Trust. If there's no trust, ladies and gentlemen, there's no business. We focus so much on trust. And that is where we are in business. We want people to trust us. We want to. If trust is missing in business, there is no business. Forget it. But if we trust ourselves, we are honest with ourselves, business grow faster and lasts longer. The second core value is integrity. Integrity is very key, and that's one of our core values. Yoruba will say, Sobha Realty of Dubai, I will translate that. Sobha Realty of. It simply means you are looking for money, and on your way, you come across integrity. Is it money you are going to take or integrity? Of course, integrity, because if you have integrity, you have money already. And if I may remind you, maybe some of you, one of the core value of the Yorubas, money is the sixth core value in Yoruba, because Yoruba, they cherish integrity so much that they don't care about money, but they care about integrity. But things have changed differently in today's Nigeria. What I'm just trying to say is that integrity is very key. Integrity is very important, and that's one of our core values. The last one is professionalism. How do we address professionalism? We want to make sure we promise you that we want to handle your investment from point A to the last point. We want to handle it for you honestly. And with regulation in Dubai is very good. Both the developer, the investor, everybody is secured. Therefore, professionalism is very key for us at Signature. What is our services? Our services come residential and commercial properties. We can get the best location for you. This evening, I think Balogun has raised so many issues. And I think that issue, maybe some of you will raise the question again. Investing in Dubai, investing in Nigeria, comparing the return on investment, ROI, in Lekki, if you have 4-story building, or you have 1 bedroom in Dubai, which is more profitable. We look at it arithmetically and everything. So that's property investment advisor. Like I told you, we have multilingual staffs who are professional as far as property investment is concerned. We are still doing leasing and renting. If you buy a property, we can buy for you. And at the same time, we make sure you get the best renter for you. In Dubai, nobody is going to owe you. It's a regulation. If you don't pay your rent, they will cancel your visa. Yeah, you have to pay. Because if Mr. X or Ms. Y or Y got mortgage in the bank, if you don't pay the rent, how will you pay the mortgage? Therefore, they are very strict. And I think one day Nigeria too will come to that point to realize that this is very key in what we are doing. Property management. We still manage property for you. You will be in Nigeria, you will be in New York, or anywhere. Signature will manage your property very well. Not only that, we have a system whereby when you go, you can see the status of your property. When is your rental due? When flat or cheap maintained? What is your rental income? What is your ROI and everything like that? We do all that. Our management team. Yes, like I said, I work like a team. I'm the team leader. For me, as an individual, I see employee as an assets. They are not slaves, they are assets. Therefore, I am the team leader of the group of companies. And here, when you look at management, highly selected, the Supreme Council of our organization is myself as the CEO, the CFO, the COO. We take decisions, we look at things critically. Here you see Abdulaziz, Isham, she Dr. Maria. Today in Nigeria, as we are just starting, there's our lady, Obafemi Moses. Can you stand up for recognition of Obafemi? It might interest you that Obafemi is property lawyer. You know, we have different professional people in our organization that make life easy. If you want to do agreement, therefore, state of property, renter, or anything, she takes care. Those are the first set of people we are looking at that, by the grace of God, we are going to develop very well, because I believe in employing highly qualified individuals. She's very good, and she is having her own team as well. We are having these both in Lagos and in Abuja. Then we have Sunashi. Sunashi is an India. They're very brilliant. She's a property consultant. We have Sanjana. She's an India. She too, she's a property leasing director. If you want to lease your property, lease everything, we have a team for the leasing. And then we have Walid, the management of property. So, anything you want, as far as Signature Global Real Estate is concerned, regarding real estate, we are there for you. How do we work? We work with you like partners. It's a partnership business. We want to treat you as a partner, not just as a client. No. To make things work, we work in partnership with many of our people. The big question is now, we are talking, why Dubai? I don't want to answer that question. I think I will leave that to the developer, but very briefly, I can mention, when you see why do you need to invest in Dubai? I'm talking about tax. Dubai believe that taking interest is haram. Therefore, if you go to Dubai, whether on your salary, your property, except maybe practices, you don't pay tax. People will ask you, how will they manage if they don't pay tax? You see, nature in its infinite mercy has endowed each country with one mineral or the other. Nigeria is too plenty. Therefore, what nature has given to us is more than enough if it is properly managed. Therefore, you don't need to pay tax. People will tell you, oh, If you don't pay tax, how are you going to manage? Well, it's a different thing. You have property investor visa, we explained that to you, the growth in population. Dubai is one of the world-class infrastructure. People there, the development is there. It's something that you can see. You can see it physically, the development. And as I'm talking to you now, they are planning. Moving from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, which is the capital at the moment. It's how many hours? 1 hour 30. And when you're on the road, you will sleep. You don't even know that you are moving. But now, what is Dubai planning? In another few years, 1 hour 45 minutes will reduce to 25 minutes only. They are planning. They have vision. The issue is, do we have vision? And that is very key. And Dubai is safe. I was telling people in the morning, a lady can move from this night till another night, till another night, till another night. Nobody will molest her. It's secure. Ladies are safe. You can never hear like in America in 1 hour, XYZ is raped, this one is this, all this kind. You see, they are really morally bankrupt over there. It's not in Dubai. Or UAE, let me put it that way. Ladies are safe, men are safe, everything is safe. Therefore, life is easier. Economic stability. Go and check. The stability of economy is there. And guess what? I just give you an example. If you import anything into Dubai, the regulation is that you only pay 5%. Irrespective of what you like, you can import Rolls Royce, you can whatever, aircraft or anything. It's only 5%. Is it not easier if our government is taking 5% of everything, rather than losing money, they go to Cotonou, go to and do all these Uhuru and some other things like that. So the economy, the stability is there. And I've already told you, we are going to do that arithmetically. What is the ROI? The investment yield, what it is. We will look at that. Now, I don't want to take much of your time anymore. I'm sorry about it. But you can contact us. I told you, we are at 904 Oxford Tower, Business Bay, but inshallah, by 1st October 2022, we'll be moving to another iconic tower, Dubai Financial District in Lagos. We are 33 Victoria Arubieke Street. Many people know that place very well, I'm sure. And in Abuja too, we are at Amadou Bello Way. Amadou Bello Way is a popular place. You can see us there. And we are trying to plan how we can have partners in some of these states when the time comes. But we are just trying to do it on a gradual basis. We don't rush things. We want to make sure things are right. Therefore, for any other information, you can see us at info@signaturey.com or sicl.com. I must thank you. I want you to buy property in Dubai, and I want to sell for the developers. I want to make sure that we develop and make sure that people, either in diaspora or whatever, they buy property anywhere in Nigeria, particularly Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and other places. We want you to invest. We want you to earn good money. May God bless all of you. Thank you very much. And if you have any question, I'll be so glad and ready to answer your question. Mr. Balu, I will tell you, I have to talk to my audience, okay? Thank you very much, sir.
Good evening once again. I didn't know we can still punch, bro. That was good. Anyway, you know, we are glad to have you guys seated with us. Like I told you, I warned you before it took the stage. It's very specific, very deliberate. It takes every topic one by one until it's completely trashed out. I think if you're in this class and you don't take nobody listen, you should be able to pass the exam very easily. Thank you so much, Prof, for that wonderful presentation, sir. You know, in our midst, I want to recognize some special people. It's just what it is. So we have a little foundation called the Nigerian Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Of course, it's for businessmen and women. And we have amongst us some of our members. But beyond that, we have one of the members of our board of directors in the person of Mr. Olufemi Bawo. Please, can you please stand up for recognition, sir? Thank you so much. Mr. Bawo needs no introduction. If you're talking about mergers, acquisitions, major transactions in Nigeria, I'm sure you find his name or the name of his firm on that list. You're very welcome. He was with us this morning, and of course he left to take care of business as we expect. Thank you for coming back, sir. Moving right along, you know, Prof has said a lot, but for me, I'm very pragmatic. So when we're talking about real estate in Dubai, I'm sure you're wondering, if 500 million should I convert to dollars and invest in Dubai, or should I call Mr. Donidus and buy property? Actually, that money is not correct. Don 100 million can't do the job, right? We need about 500 million or something, you know. Anyway, so Mr. Don is a real estate developer in Dubai, sorry, in Lagos, about to be Dubai, and so we're going to be practical because the whole idea is, truthfully, when we're talking about investment, how do you make the right choices? So say, for example, you have 500 million naira. Do you buy that property in Lekki? Do you buy that property in Abuja? Or do you buy that property in Dubai? And so it's not just about he say, she say. We put pen to paper and start doing the numbers. So earlier today we did that exercise and it was a very, Professor laughing, it was a very fruitful one because you convert $500 million to Naira. Can anybody help me, Chuka? $500 million to Naira at 600. What do you have? Oh, so, okay, sorry. My chairman are here, so I can't afford to form. You're already putting me in check. So you have 500 million naira divided by 600. I think you have about, Chicken, what do you have?
833,000. 833,333.
$833,000.
Yes.
Right. So that's a figure I'm going to throw to a friend of mine, Mr. Ali. So if I have $833,000, what can I buy in Dubai?
You can have a two-bedroom.
A two-bedroom in Dubai.
In Dubai.
Not just anywhere, but from Sobha Properties.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Two-bedroom.
Two-bedroom apartment.
So, okay, great. So I have 500 million naira in Dubai, I get 2-bedroom, right? And I have 500 million done. What can I get in Lekki Phase 1?
5 bedroom, 3 detached swimming pool.
Guys, you didn't hear me well. Sorry. Sorry. No, please, what can we get in Lagos for that?
You get a 5 bedroom, fully detached, well-equipped swimming pool, parking,
And everything.
and houses.
Including the notices. Everything, all Nigeria. So, yeah, getting back to the basics. So, in Nigeria, 5-bedroom, fully detached, swimming pool, everything, including a maid, right? In Dubai, you get 2-bedroom now. Done. Please help me. That's the property if I buy it. What's my rental income in a year? Average.
But I don't do it.
And just give me an idea of what your buyers.
Yeah, you should have an idea.
Yes, he knows.
About 10 million. 10, 50
Okay.
million.
Yes, sorry, sir. Madam,
About 10, 15 million.
let's take the best value, 15
50
million,
million,
right?
yes.
So we take 15 million once again, and we divide that by 600. So we have 25,000. That's your yearly income on that investment, right? So Sobha, over to you now. I bought the property for $833,000. It's 2-bedroom. What's my return on investment on a yearly basis?
In dirhams, it will be 135,000 dirhams.
135,000 dirhams.
Divided by-
So that we again begin to learn. Dirhams to dollars, you have about 3.67 to 1.
Yeah, in dollars, it will be 36,784.
36,000.
784.
Okay, so 36,000 in Dubai. How much do we get in 25? So Dubai is already leading, right? Yes, no?
I'm not saying it, the whole world is saying it.
Oh, great. I like that response. Let's give a round of applause. So, not just that. It's one thing to invest your money and have rest of mind. It's another thing to go to sleep with one eye open like 7-Eleven. So in Nigeria, I can tell you for free, outside of buying that property, you're also your own local government chairman. You do your own bottle, you do your own streets, you paint your house, and God knows so many things you have to do. But you know, Dubai on the other hand, the story tells itself: security, safety, peace of mind, medical insurance.
Golden visas.
Oh, say that again, sir?
Golden visas.
Golden visas. Wow. That's something we're going to talk about.
There's absolutely no tax on the property.
No tax on the property.
Yes, it's free, it's for a lifetime.
So what we're trying to do is simply open up our minds to where do I put my money? Do I put it in CBN?
And it's freehold.
It's freehold.
Yeah.
So that freehold, sir, you assume everybody knows the meaning. But
Everybody.
when we start, which we're getting into, I'm going to let Ali tell us the real definition of freehold so that you know exactly what you're getting into. So without much ado, I'm going to invite Mr. Ali to the podium. Again, he's going to take us through what he does best. And I believe at the end of it, we're going to have a question and answer session, and that will further educate us. Thank you very much, Mr. Ali.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate and thank you for such a warm welcome. Yes, Sobha Realty is, if I tell you a little bit of brief about Sobha, what Sobha is all about from last 50 years. We have done some remarkable work, especially in the region, whether it's Dubai or whether it's India or whether it's all around the world. You know, we started the journey back in 1976. Our chairman, Mr. PNC Menon, is a proud Indian, but also he's an Omani national, right? He started the journey with in Oman. Basically, he traveled from Kerala. He started with $7 in his pocket, and that's the true story, absolutely true story. And we're all very proud of what he has achieved. And over the years, if you see what kind of portfolio what Sobha has, like for example, we have some of the best portfolio in the region, and India is a huge land. There are more than 20,000 developers, and out of which we are number one as a development, as a Sobha India team. Our Middle East team is different. We are talking about Dubai Real Estate, which is Sobha Realty Dubai. And we have completed overall 130 million square feet areas in more than 27 cities across India. And including in Dubai, we have a lot of places which we have completed. And I would like to show you some of our completed projects which we have done over the years. The biggest point was we started as a contractor in 1976. And we started the journey as a developer in 1994, 1995. So again, we are coming with a great experience of 50 years. Now, these are some of our completed projects back in Oman, in India, and also in UAE. In Abu Dhabi, we have done some great work. We are known as the palace makers of town. We have done some of the finest architectures that you find in the country. And this is our chairman, Mr. PNC Menon. We call him the living legend of the industry, and he's a very disciplined man. Basically, every day we find him in office, even now. That's how we are very proud of what he has achieved, and we are very proud of what Sobha has to offer to the people of Nigeria, right? And again, we have some of the four major key pillars of Sobha Realty, the legacy which we are carrying from last 50 years. And also, we have a complete quality control team. Irrespective of what you buy with Sobha in Dubai, we have one of the strongest quality control team in the region. You know, so a lot of after Corona, after pandemic, a lot of the customers we have is they're buying the property over the phone, or the Zoom calls, the webinars. You know, all around the world. Like people are from Canada, or UK, or any part of the world. People are buying the property by looking at what we have to offer, right? Your investors or yourself will be very happy when you come to the location. We have a remarkable site signature quality at the site in Dubai. And these are some of the finest. I'm just going to be very quick. These are some of our finishes, what we do in detailed work. We are the only backward integrated developer in the region. We do all the property checks, right? And this is our USP, guys. And this is the only backward integrated developer in the region and perhaps in the world, which we are older than some of the biggest developers of the region. And this is our group. We are into architects, construction, realty, investments, you name it, we are into this, even in furniture. Right, even the washrooms in every property, what you find is completely in-house. You know, the tiles, each and everything, whether it's the kitchen appliances we do or the leading technology that we use in our properties. This is our current project. It's Sobha Heartland. It's an 8 million square feet land, out of which we have taken 2.4 million square feet land for the landscaping, guys. It's not just a standalone tower, which we are offering you, which is a crest branded. It's a complete gated community project. And this is our project which we have on the Sheikh Zayed Road, which is in Media City. This is our iconic development which we are doing right now, because this property is one of the ultra luxury property in Dubai right now, because it's the penthouse. We call it as a sky villas. Each floor, only 2 apartments. And if you ask me the size of this property, it's basically starting from 4,850 square feet on a 4-bedroom luxury villa, which you see on in the tower. And we have also a 4-bedroom, which is 5,100 square feet. The price starting from 15.3 million goes up to 15.9 million dirhams. And I will give you a quick heads up. In dollars, it will be I think it's going to be more than $4 to $5 million approximately. Right? It is still in a pre-launch. We don't have any brochures yet, but we are selling this active project right now. So this is Sobha Heartland. It's right on the Crystal Lagoon. The construction of Crystal Lagoon is already being started. It will get handover in about 12 to 16 months. And the best thing what you have to know is where is Sobha right now in the location-wise. From downtown, we are talking about from Burj Khalifa. Before it was 12 minutes drive. But now we have opened a highway which connects you directly with the Dubai Mall Road. It will be between 6 to 8 minutes drive. Now, if you ask me what, like even if you see the Dubai International Airport, it's between 18 to 20 minutes drive. And from the DIFC, which is one of the busiest location of town, so it will also be 10 minutes drive. So we have some of the finest location access to the project. And what is important is how I'm going to do the booking where we are being based in Nigeria. For example, at this point, to block any property, we take minimum 14% as a down payment. Let's say you want to buy a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom apartment. We take the minimum booking amount, which is a 14%, 10% as an investment, as a down payment, and remaining, it will be 4% to the Dubai Land Department. And it's a freehold property, like we were mentioning. The 4%, it goes to the Dubai Land Department, right? We do the pre-registration with this 4% amount. And with this, we are also offering the free trip to our investors, those who will be coming along with us, or probably after 14 days. The whole process, we will be inviting you and your family, 2 people of course, but if you're buying, no, I'm just joking, it's only for 2 people. It's going to be for 2 nights and 3 days. It's going to be in Meydan Hotel or probably one of the 5-star hotels. And in which this will give you an exclusive access to see our construction, to see our materials, what we are using it. We have something called Experience Studio in the location. So it's one of the most iconic locations what we have. And also at the same time, we want to sell you more, right, when you come to the location. So the point is, seeing is also believing, right? That's the biggest thing we would like to say here. These are some of the completed projects which we have done in the community. There is something called Garden House here, which we sold from 5.3 million goes up to 6 million, which is technically now in this market, it has gone an appreciated value. Somebody asked me a question before. I would like to say that the market value right now on these property is more than 25% than your purchase price. Because first of all, our population in Sobha Heartland, more than 60 to 70% of the population is all end users. So we have an amazing balance for investors. Even if you want to buy this as a rental income, you will make a good amount of property, especially with the with the rental income, right? And if you have any more questions, please feel free to check with us. But thank you so much for your time. I would really like to appreciate your presence here. And please go through it, ask us more questions, and we are there to support you. Thank you, guys. Good evening.
Thank you once again, Mr. Ali of Sobha Properties. We're going to make this once again as practicable as possible. So this is when we start to ask those very vital questions. And now we're going to throw my dear friend on the line. So, what is the minimum amount I need to have to actually start investing in Dubai? For example, if we're talking about a 2-bedroom property, which you said is about $833,000, what is the minimum to start a transaction? Well, yeah, there's a microphone. Yeah.
Yes. See, the minimum investment, to start the process on booking, we take any property, whether it's a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, we take minimum 2%.
2%.
So if you are going for the 2-bedroom apartment, which we have, that's basically 2.1 million dirham, right? If you're going for this, we need minimum of $12,000.
Okay.
Yeah, to block the inventory right now as we speak. And while we are doing this, we're going to create the payment link. It will be an official payment link from Sobha, right? And we need the documents from the investors. Basically, the process is very clean and very simple. We take the passport copy, and we take the national ID of the buyer and the resident's address, email address, and phone number. So this is very important for us to block the inventory, because my team is working back home, right? So they've been supporting with the inventory, especially here. So minimum 2%, which is technically around like $12,000, right? So you can block the inventory. With this process, in a span of 1 or 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, they will generate the booking reservation form, including the details which the client has given to us, right? So these forms get generated. We make the sign, okay, we make them sign, and once we sign, I'm going to request my team to start the process of the hospitality package for the investors. Means it will take minimum 14 days or 15 days, the process to start. So after, let's say they can plan their journey, coming in Dubai, maybe today is what, 30th? So maybe after 15th of next month. So we will book for them a complete package. It will be 2 nights and 3 days stay in a luxury hotel, and also you will have a complete access to see our property, to see a finished product, to bring all your questions. Even if you have 100 questions, we have no problem. We like to show you what Sobha is all about, right? We will make you see the complete gated community, what Sobha has done. It's no longer an off-plan community anymore, because thousands of families are living there already. So we will take the permission, we will show you the project, we will show you everything, right? So that's how the process works. Now, once even if they want to come before, for example, let's say they're coming on 15th, some customers, what they do, for the down payment, the remaining down payment, we give between 3 to 5 days to pay the down payment, right? In some cases, we request the management to give us a time, like 7 to 10 days. So they have to complete the down payment of, which is basically 10% plus the 4% for the Dubai Land Department. But if they're giving here the 2% right now, we will minus that, from that amount, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So I did my calculation, 2% of that, 833,000 comes to 16,600. Okay? So with $16,600, right, the investor gets to come to Dubai for 2 nights, 3 days, inspect the property, go around. Now, there's this whole conversation about the residency visa. So if I pay that $16,000, which is that 2% value, does that qualify the investor the opportunity to have their residency visa? Or at what point do they get the residency visa?
Okay, that's a very good question, because the point is now, before Corona, when the pandemic happened, the property value has to be more than 10 million dirhams in Dubai. That's when you were eligible for a golden visa, right? But now, from last, between now 40 or 50 days since the government of Dubai has announced the golden visas, they have revised the plan for the investors. So what they're doing is, the minimum property investment has to be 2 million dirham for you to be eligible for a golden visa, which is for you, for your family, immediate family. For example, husband and wife and the kids, right? You're eligible for 10 years golden visa. Now, this announcement has been...
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Ali. So what you're telling me is that with an investment of about $550,000, which is about 2 million dirhams, you're qualified for the golden visa.
Absolutely.
Right? So what does the golden visa mean? What does it mean to the layman?
See, Before, it was like the minimum, if you ask me, okay, I don't need the golden visa, I don't need the golden visa in Dubai, but what is the minimum criteria that I can have an investor visa in Dubai? Before, it was minimum 1 million dirham. If you have a property of 1 million dirham, then you're eligible for a residence visa or investor visa for 3 years. Okay. Now, during 2021 or 2020, around that stage, the government of Dubai, they came up with a plan saying, okay, now no more 1 million, make it 750,000 dirhams. You know, so the minimum criteria or eligibility for you to get an investor visa for 3 years is 750,000 dirhams. So if you calculate, that will be, I believe, just hold on.
I got it. $208,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is kind of implementation what the government is doing it. And this golden visa for 2 million dirham it was just announced recently. So the implementation has to be done.
All right. I'm going to stop you again.
Yeah.
Just for clarity for everyone in the room. With about $210,000, you get an investment visa for 3 years.
Yes.
Right. With an investment of about $550,000, you get a golden visa that lasts for how long?
10 years.
10 years. Can we repeat that to the room? So that I want people to leave here with real facts that will help them to make an informed financial decision. Mr. Don, so that I bring him in. So if I give you that 500 million naira, I get a 5-bedroom with a pool, with a maid. Is there a residency visa that is issued in Nigeria? I just want to know. No, I want to know what else I'm getting. So that
I'll say
so the area city is in effect in so many words. Is that what you're saying? No, don't really. We're joking, but at the same time, we want to come. Yes.
Seriously,
Yes.
the resident thing doesn't apply here.
Okay.
In the first case, the buying here is very likely already in Nigeria or West Africa. So it really doesn't apply. If you want to actually compare the market in Dubai to what it is in Nigeria, I think that would be an unfair comparison.
You're right. I actually agree with you 100%. Yes, I do, actually, yeah.
Because you stated earlier, with a similar investment, I'm not trying to demarket Nigeria.
No, it's
but
we're getting
with similar
education.
investment,
Yeah.
you basically become the self-provider in everything. Security, water, light, road, rates, kidnapping. You know, I wonder if that is available in Dubai. I mean, but seriously, if you're looking to invest for a commercial purpose, probably.
Thank you so much, Mr. Don. It's a pleasure to have you with us. So what we're trying to do, like anything else, is just to get an idea. So as a recap, you have $210,000. You put in a property in Dubai with Sobha. You can get a 3 years residency visa, renewable for how long?
Every 3 years.
Every 3 years you can renew it. So if I have a residency visa, what does that mean?
See, again, it will give you more freedom to stay in the country and do anything what you want. Like for example, the people are coming to Dubai, right? They want to have a peace of mind. They want to have a good lifestyle. They want to have a more security for their families, and they're planning their journey in Dubai. And some of them, that's one of the reasons you have the highest business license in the country, since post-COVID. And that people, they prefer to have a good healthcare system. Dubai offers some of the finest healthcare systems in the world, and the vaccination. Like Dubai has done some remarkable work. I always tell people, whether it's a real estate law or whether it's Dubai language, they speak the same language so the whole world understands. And this is what is happening now, so.
Thank you so much. I think this question is for...
Let's add something more. You see, the issue of residency is very simple.
very advantageous, particularly when we talk about immigration. Immigration-wise, if you go over there, then you have the resident permits. In the first place, you get the ID of Dubai. For everything you want to do, you must have ID. If you don't have ID, you can't do but nothing. Therefore, you have that privilege yourself, your family. And when you go to Dubai, you go to the immigration, if you know the residents, they don't give you any challenge at all. You just go to either the automatic or whatever it is. It's easier for you.
Smart systems.
Right? Now you go through the smart system and everything like that. And at any event, whatever you are doing is easier for you if you have the residence visa. There's a lot of advantages which is there. And even when you go to the banks, you go to everything, they ask for all these questions. Therefore, immigration-wise, I think you have a very good opportunity, not only yourself or your wife, your family as a whole. So it's very good. Make life very easy and take care of you. I think that's additional.
Thank you so much, Prof.
So just a quick question.
Yes, please. Yes.
So what happens after the 3 years? You will renew transfer.
It is renewed.
On what condition?
Mr. Ali, what happens after the first
I buy
year?
property
Yeah.
and I get a 3 years resident permit. After 3 years, what happens? I still own the property.
Yeah, you own the property for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And nobody will take your property from you, right? But you have to renew your investor visa. That's the only thing.
So what's the condition? I buy another property or
No.
I use that as a...
It's like you keep your property for a lifetime, you know, and all you have to do, just for the investor visa, right, you have to renew it.
So what are the terms of the renewal? That's the question.
The only thing there, the conditionality is very simple. You see, okay, yeah, well,
Okay, good.
See, the way it works in Dubai
Can you please
is-
introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah.
So that-
So my name is Hisham. I'm CEO of Signature
Thank you,
Global.
sir.
So in terms of residency, once you get a Dubai residency, it's kind of a permanent residence. So it gets renewed upon expiry. So once you get the residency, as far as you maintain the same property which you have received the residency on, it will get. So you may ask, okay, what's the difference between 10 years and 3 years? That is only you saving you the cost, because you need to pay the cost upon 10 years when you have the golden visa instead of just doing it every 3 years. So as far as you're having the property, you will be able to renew it. I know people, even chairman himself, I mean, no matter when it expires, you can renew it very easily. Even renewal is even easier than
very,
Okay, so the next question then is,
And the conditionality is very simple. All what the government needs, which is very straightforward, you just go for what is known as a medical test. Because you want to test you, are you medically fit to be in the society or not? And it's very simple. The hospital are very cheap, you understand? And at the same time, conditionality to the advice, because of the cost of medical something in the whole world, not only Dubai, the advice, government is now going to be a condition that everybody must have medical insurance. Medical insurance assists so much because of medical is going up and up, and then they make it as a rule. For instance, if you employ, in our office, everybody is having medical insurance, and the premium they are paying is cheaper. You see, they want to make life easier for the people who live in Dubai. They control the insurance company, how much is it, and then there's a minimum cover that you need to give as an employer. So therefore, they just want to make life to be much easier for each and everybody living in that region, at least for now. As far as I know. Yeah. I think that's all. It's very easy for
so back to Isham. The question I have next, and we're going to go to the audience. Oh, sorry. Mr. Bao has a question. Can I get the microphone? Yes, please.
Thank you. I wanted to take up the issue of medical. You said that you have to do a medical test.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, suppose you fail that medical test. What happens? Do you then lose your property? Then secondly, it was mentioned earlier that what you get is a freehold title. Now, does that mean that that property stays in my family, whether I live or not? Can I dispose of it by will? You know, all those kind of things. And then what happens, say, after I die and my children now become the owners of the property? What do they need to do to qualify to continue to hold the property, whether it's a 10-year or a 3-year situation?
Yeah, let me.
That's a fantastic question, actually. Very practical.
Now, let me just, I will talk on the medical side. I can talk on the other one you're asking, but I'll ask Isham to answer that one. You see, on the medical, the idea is, you know, generally, I mean, people of your own caliber, you do medical tests nearly 6 months. Why do you do medical tests? Ask yourself. The idea of going for medical checkup is to see what is the conditionality of your body. You want to check, is your heart okay? Is your internal system, is it okay? Do you need to see a cardiologist? Do you need to see an hematologist? Or what? The idea is that to keep you alive. And that is, for instance, if you go for a medical test and if you fail, the only thing you can do is to find on yourself, which is good, that ailment, it can be treated. And when you have insurance, insurance will take care of that. That's what the insurance company need much evidence. Therefore, the fact that you fail the medical test, it doesn't really mean that your property or anything, nothing is lost. As a matter of fact, it's just to make sure your interest is protected. And you agree with me that not everybody think about medical examination. That is the truth. I mean, at your age, I'm sure you go to hospital maybe 6 months or minimum once a year.
Not just a year. Not just on the 6 month level.
No, what I'm just saying, whatever time you go, I think that is your benefit.
But the question is, what happens if I don't pass the test?
If you don't pass it, I mean, what I'm just saying is this, in the first place. Again, you own the property, you own everything. It's just for you to take care of yourself. That's what it means. You know, in the early days, when the AIDS, what Dubai want, as a matter of fact, at that time, because of AIDS, you want to make sure that you are not carrying the virus and then giving the virus to each and everybody. So that's why they are doing the medical that, are you fit to be in the society or not? And if they find out that you have AIDS or anything, they find out good hospital, excellent hospital, they will treat you, that's all. There is no discrimination, that's all. I think my brother, I think you understand. That's why they started the medical in those days. Because of HIV, all these things. They want to make sure that the society in itself, yeah. Yeah, I think
Was your question answered, Mr. Brown? You don't feel satisfied with that response?
Yeah, just to clarify,
yes,
for the medical, it's not related to the property.
Okay.
Medical is part of the process of your residency. So if you don't pass the medical test, you don't get the residency, but still you can own the property.
Oh.
That doesn't mean that you cannot come to Dubai, you can always come as a visitor and also still own the property under your name. So that's the difference.
Sorry, I need you to repeat that clearly. So if you don't pass that medical test, your residency is not renewed. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, even you will not get it as a first step while you're applying for residency. So you need to clear that medical test.
So, okay, so let's get practical. You do the test like Mr. Bahu said, and you fail. So it's the step to make sure you get yourself well before you are qualified for a residency permit. That is the procedure. Does it affect his ownership of the property?
No,
not at all. Okay, now, the question I have, if he sells that property, so I do the test, I pass the test, I get the residency, 1 year in the program, I sell my property. What happens to me? Can I repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So you have a property.
I have a property, I have the residency, 2 years in Dubai, I sell off my property, what happens to my residency? Wait, what happens to my residency? These are little things that happen.
You cannot renew it. You cannot renew it. After 2 years, you cannot.
So because I've sold the property, so I'm not
Yes.
qualified to renew my
Once
residency.
you apply for renewal, they need your title. So if you don't have that title, so
Title deed.
These questions are very practical because we need to get real answers. Right, is it sir, Avatar? Yeah.
All right. So we were just talking amongst ourselves, and the issue came up. So you do the first process, you buy the property, you're ready, by God's grace, you get your resident permit. And then in the process of trying to renew, you fail that medical test. So you automatically deny residency. As a visitor, I don't need to go through that process. I can go pick up a Dubai visa tomorrow and go to Dubai without any medical issue. So why is that medical clause so important? You know, I want to reference what the chairman was speaking earlier, the issue of HIV. As a visitor, I can come in there with HIV. Why is it so serious criteria to pass the medical test because I have HIV and I have a property in Dubai? My family is probably living in Dubai. I need to work in Dubai. I need to do whatever in Dubai because of that ownership. But I can get a visa without a medical test and still enter Dubai. So what happens then?
It's asking a follow-up question here. Does the residency confer you any medical benefits? Maybe that might be the reason why. So if you have, so you can then benefit from government. If it doesn't, then what's the real rationale? Because I get what he's saying. That what's this medical issue? We hope that 5 years down the line it's not used to disqualify people from certain things. It's a real concern.
When you
want Lali, you want to say something first? Yeah. No, it's very important.
Very important questions.
See, first of all, any property investment in Dubai, okay, residence visa, yes, it's important, but it's not at the given time. If you are looking for an investment to make a rental or to treat this property as your home in Dubai, right? Yes, government has announced the implementation of the golden visa, okay, but there are a lot of benefits also that you expect in this business, okay, in the investment in Dubai. Not only this, but you are getting a lot of good amount of rentals with the property, right? And you own a piece of property, and especially the developer side of it. There are two types of investors in the market, you know, in Dubai. You have a short-term investor and you have a long-term investors, right? And earlier, people used to flip the properties in Dubai, right? They made a lot of money, they made a lot of profits in the market, and they don't used to worry about the residence visa, you know? And even now, these things are happening, you know? So as a developer, like let's say you buy the property now and you have a payment plan of 60-40, right? Developer will allow you to resell your property after your 40% of your payment. You don't have to complete, it's all up to you. See, it's an individual choice, guys. I mean, Dubai government or Dubai residence visa or anything for that matter, it's an individual choice. If you want to keep this property till the handover, you keep it. Nobody will say no, you know. You are, it's all up to you. If you want to resell your property with the premium amount, you can do that. You know, with the help of signature. Signature will find out the customers for you, right? And Dubai government or Dubai real estate law is very clean and crystal, you know, to every investor in all around the world. So it gives you more freedom to do whatever that you want. You want to keep this property, and generally now, after Corona, a lot of market dynamics has changed, you know, overall. People are making left, right, and center money in Dubai. Okay, and it's the busiest market in the month. It's the busiest market throughout. 2020 we were busy. 2021 we were extremely busy. Now we have gone on the next level. You know, so Dubai market, you should have a little bit of trust on the market because the law is the most secure law ever in the region. So you should have that kind of a trust. You know, it's a freehold property, guys. It's a fixed price. We don't jumble up prices, you know. So these kind of things, these kind of parameters you should see as a Dubai real estate market. The whole world is there, and I think you should also be a part of it because it's a great thing to do, you know. So these kind of things is really helping out a lot of investors all around. And if you would like to add some more points.
No, let me just say something. I mean, what they are really asking is a valid point. And for me, like I said earlier, I never looked at it that way before. But when we started getting visa, you see, for instance, if you are a British citizen and anything, you can enter Dubai maybe for 3 months or whatever it is, depending on what is the protocol then. But now, if you want to have a resident in the first place, they want to be sure medically you're okay, like I said earlier. My thought is that what they want to do is to make sure that when you are coming to Dubai, they want to be sure you are not HIV carrier. That is my own thought. I may not be right. Because when you look at it very well, that is very, very dangerous for the society. But now that we are looking at it, but for me, the property is okay, but they are saying, if you don't pass the medical, yes, you still have family. The idea to me is to make sure that if this is detected earlier, it's much easier to treat rather than when you don't know. But to be honest with you, for me in Isham, I've never asked them and I never thought about it that this medical, what actually is the reason why they needed medical. And well, fortunately, I've never been confronted with medical issue at all. Right? So you don't even probe that.
Prof, that is why this is a special session. I'm not your friend tonight, and I don't intend to be. I want to ask,
you don't have to be.
I want to ask those questions that
it's good. It's good. It's a good thing.
That will keep us on our tippy toes and make sure that when we leave here, we know exactly why we're putting our money in this investment. It's about you, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask.
I wanted to ask something which I thought of it in the morning, but I think there were too many people in the room. It's a bit more intimate now. Now, I'm a lawyer, and I've had many situations, or we have some situations in hand now. We have a situation where, say, about 2013, 2014, when things were booming in Nigeria, there was a lot of money around. Quite a few people invested in Dubai, in off-plan payments, but they have made substantial down payments.
Yeah.
Now, what we found is the law in Dubai is heavily skewed in favor of the developer. And it's become a problem for quite a few of our clients in the sense that, okay, they can't keep up the payments. They want their money back. They can't get it back because the law doesn't support that. You know, and it, until today, it's made the thought of investing in Dubai very unattractive for me, just because Ishmael insisted that I come. But the fact is that, you know, we can't see into the future. We're talking about a 5-7 year project from a financing point of view, in the sense that you have to keep up your payments, you know, for that period. And anything can happen. I can die in that process. And then that then means that maybe I paid 70-80% of the money on the project. But then that money will then be lost if my successors cannot keep up the payment, as they are unlikely to be able to, you know, or it will not just become their priority. You know, so it's just, you know, I need to be convinced further.
Yeah.
I mean, these are good presentations and all that, and everything sounds attractive, but then there's also that negative side to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Look, let's just say something. First and foremost, transparency in business is very important. If you are not transparent, it's very difficult. The scenario of what you have already said, and I'm happy you refer to the number of years that this has been going on. Yes, in any society, when you start issues, you are faced with so many things that you don't expect. For instance, Ali, Azizi, they take advantage of the market. Because there was no regulation, they do all what they want to do. There is a lady talking to me tonight, visiting me. There is some of these people, I don't know, maybe some of you are involved, I don't need not to say it. First group, they call them first group. First group, I know the time they came to Nigeria. You see, these people are Jews. They want to make money at all costs. They painted the story. I'm a victim of that as well when I was smart. I mean, I'm talking about 2006, which was a long time. On paper, all what they are telling you is very good because you want to invest in an hotel. Hotel is very lucrative. They will tell you they will have about 95% occupancy. And at the end of the day, you kick in into that because it's a good investment if honesty is there. But what happens? They make money. They now come with a formula. Management. They will now put so many expenses. At the end of the day, you now find out, I'm talking of the first group, that with management expenses, this expense, everything comes to zero. In fact, at this time, when you invest there, they will say, well, you have to pay out of their loss, their losses. He knows very well. Even myself, I'm having issue with that. Because they are not transparent enough, they didn't explain to everybody what it means. On paper, on everything, it looks good. There, in the first place when they started, they will not give you title. So you don't own any property. But in fairness to the land department, they force them that each and everyone should have a title. We have title now. But the issue is, in their conditionality, you know, as a lawyer, you know, they put a little bit of string. It's open in the front, at the back end is closed. So when you go forward and backward, it's inside. But now, if you go to the land department, what they are saying is the tourist authority have to look. I'm just trying to explain why. Okay, some people go to Dubai and like he was asking, which is very good. Some people will pay a deposit. The deposit they pay, they made it very clear. This deposit you are paying, you cannot refund it, or you cannot get the refund until X, Y, Z happens. But transparency too is very important, and I think I was telling you this. Whatever anybody wants to do, you have to be transparent. So you should know what you are bargaining for. All those cases we are talking about now, because of the previous experience, the RENA are tightening all these loopholes. But like he said, it looks as if the Dubai government down to the tune of the developers. But I understand, because initially, you yourself, you have spent some money, you buy somebody to Dubai, you give them free ticket, you give them everything. At the end of the day, some people too are clever. They want to take the advantage of free ticket, free everything. If you just pay some money, it's very difficult. So I think, from my own point of view, in all these cases, we have to look at it case by case. But right now, I think that issue is being eliminated.
And this is where the developer's creditability comes into the picture.
Well, you see, before, for instance, first group, they will take all the money from you. When they take the money from you, it's very difficult to go out of it. But now, Dubai government has regulated that developers, if you develop up to 10% or whatever, 20%, you don't have to take all your money from your investors. Before an investor will give money out, I think it has some facility. You can explain, because we are developers.
Okay, the process on the escrow account, for example, in Dubai, very clean. Every project needs to have an escrow account and radar registration. Okay, let's say a developer buy a plot and we want to sell the plot, or we want to make a new development and sell those properties. We need to first of all open an escrow account with the government as a developer. And not only this, we need to put 100% payment of the full project in the project. And once we, and again, until unless we don't give the property or handover, we can't touch that money of investors. You're paying not to Sobha, you're paying to the escrow account. Okay, so these kind of law has really helped Dubai real estate market after the crisis, back then. Dubai real estate, the escrow account is supported to so many countries. And especially after seeing the Dubai real estate market, majority of the countries all around the world, they're following the footsteps now. So this escrow account is very important, and you're paying not to me, not to Sobha, not to anybody. You're paying directly on the escrow account. So this has to give you more confidence on the Dubai real estate market. Yes, there were the past experiences, I understand. I mean, there are a few private developers who did some work, but what is important for you to know is with whom you're dealing and what kind of company credibility is all about. This is where Sobha legacy comes into picture, which we say proudly that we've been there 50 years in the region, So.
I think yes, Mr. Lai has some questions for you. I think they feel that the question they asked is still not properly addressed. And the truth is that, like I said, a lot of money is spent, a lot of time is invested. You have investors in the building. And so we want to get to that point where they settle. And if they settle, making transaction is the least of the problem. I'll let Mr. Lai ask the question.
Yeah, I mean, I just want us to be very straight on this. If you buy a property today, you've paid 60%, like you said. Something happens, you can't continue. One, can you get your money back, and what are the conditions? Two, do they have to come back to Sobha, or they can get a third-party buyer? Because that is one of the problems that used to happen in the market, where you are forced to sell at a particular price. The third one is something that has nothing to do with this, but it's a concern I see, and a lot of people always fall into it. You need to define the facility management fees, or the way the facility management fees are going to be calculated moving forward from beginning. I have seen so many people buy properties in Nigeria, in a multi-unit facility. They can't rent it out, but they have to pay service charge all year round. And I agree with it. I live in a multi-unit facility. When they put generator there, it's for everybody. The security protects every house. The gardening upgrades every house. So you have to pay that money. It's good to know how much are you going to pay in facility management fees. What's the agreement on how it increases, what happens subsequently, or else you could find yourself in a big mess. And what do you cover? So in our place, there are some things that are not covered by the tenants. So if you want to upgrade the generator, we call it capex. It's the homeowners that have to pay that. Some of these things are the things that a lot of people have complained about in buying Dubai property. And if you want to give people comfort, you must define these things very well. But please, if you can answer my question.
Sure. That's
Thank you so much for this.
Give you a complete clarity on how I'm going. Let's suppose if I'm not able to continue my payments, right? See, every developer has a clause. For example, it's a very easy clause. After 40% of your payment, you can look for a buyer for yourself. Okay, with the help of the brokerages, right? They will find out a buyers for you. But let's suppose you pay the 10% or 20% of your property, and something unfortunate thing happened, and you can't continue, right? In this case also, you can still find the buyers in the market. You know, Dubai developer doesn't have any problem. Sobha doesn't have any problem if you're paying through a third party. You get my point? But this will allow you to transfer your property, but the minimum percentage has to be 40 as per the Dubai Land Department law, right? For you to transfer that property to somebody else, right? So now I'll tell you the reason. Even during 2020, some of the people, they lost their jobs, okay? They did the booking with the 10%. And they used to come to us, they used to come to the developer saying, okay, I paid 10%. I don't know, I mean, I've lost my job, I've lost this, I had a huge loss in my business. Fair enough. So what we did, that customer went to the brokerages, those who are the well-performing and well-respected brokerages in the market. And they said, because the market is really hot, now you can't get any property, even from the secondary market. You're getting my point? So this is very important for you to know that Dubai government doesn't have any problem. Dubai developers, those who are good in the market, those who have a good name in the market, we have no problem. You want to sell your property after 10%, you sell, no problem. But you can find the new buyers in the market. Because first of all, in 2019, there was an oversupply in the market, we understand that. But now there is no oversupply. The demand is so high that it's very difficult to find the good properties right now in Dubai because the market is so hard. So again, to tell you, you can take an early exit from the investment with the help of all the good, respectable brokerages in the house. Okay, Dubai developers doesn't have any, they will not have any problems if you want to come and go early from your property exit. And also, regarding you said about the facility management services, right? This how it happens in Dubai. For example, our project, we started from 2016 onwards, and we started giving the handovers in 2018. Even now, we have kept the same amount of service charges. Initially, we started with 16.50 price per square feet. as dirhams, okay, as a service charge towards the service charges is always per year in Dubai, okay, in Sobha. 16.5, we started our buildings. We started the buildings, which is Heartland Greens. These buildings were handed over in 2018. From that moment, even now, the new projects which we are giving is between 17 to 18 dirhams. We haven't increased more than 18 dirhams in the region, okay? And I must tell you this, if you go to downtown, okay, you pay a service charge, although downtown is well established, okay, no worries. I mean, you have Burj Khalifa, you have Dubai Mall and all of that. But that location, you're paying minimum, it starts from 25 dirhams, 27 dirhams, 30 dirhams, 40 dirhams. It has gone more than 78 dirhams per square feet also, right? But you have to also pay towards the AC charge, which is basically nothing but an Empower. But with our property, you don't have to pay for AC, you know? Like it's complete in the house of Sobha. So we don't charge you for AC with our properties.
AC as in the air conditioner?
Air conditioning, yeah. In the market,
Yeah,
by the way,
I wasn't sure what you meant.
no, okay, what happens is,
Almost 24 hours.
No, when he said AC, it could have meant anything. So we needed to be explicit.
yeah, because in the market, people they pay, like, for example, if you have a property of a 2-bedroom apartment or a 3-bedroom apartment, every month you pay, I think probably 600, 700 dirhams, depending on the usage, you know, so it is also an outgoing for you, right? But for Sobha properties, we don't do that.
Okay.
We have kept the same. Service charges is 17 to 18 dirhams to tell you. I hope,
No, but Ali, you explained to them, which is very important. Who controls service charge?
Land department, of course.
The service charge.
It's
Who
from
is
the department.
controlling the service charge?
Yeah, it is from the Dubai Land Department. I mean, they control the service charges.
I mean, it's being controlled by government.
Yes.
It's
yes.
very important that
Absolutely.
everybody knows, not that you are just charging.
Absolutely. And
I
even
mean, like England, for instance, now, you see the service charge they are charging is ridiculous.
yes.
But it's being controlled by individuals.
Absolutely.
You see the land department because of service charge is very key when you are buying properties. What I find amazing is that in Dubai, you pay so much service charge, even I find it very odd. Do you understand? Of course, I'm used to the UK service charge. Sometimes I don't bother myself. But what is very important, the control of service charge is by RERA themselves, not individual developers.
So then we have control.
No, it's better you have to explain. Anything that's being controlled by government is very difficult to change. Because that is very important.
Very clear, sir. Thank you so much. Do we have more questions in the house? Just to get a clarity on what you said. So if you paid up to 40%, you as the buyer or investor can transfer that property on your own, right? Now, if you paid up to 10%, 20%, your real estate brokerage firm can sell on your behalf, peradventure if you want your money back. Are we on the same page?
See,
Because that's the question
It's not
again.
compulsory for the broker to sell it. Try to be judged.
Can you clarify that? Because again,
let's say you bought a property of a 1 million dirham,
yes.
okay? And unfortunately, for any reason, you cannot pay your second down payment or third down payment, okay? Now, how am I supposed to, because developer will not give you the money back, because he puts his property on a book status with you, on your passport name, on your details, on completely, and you also paid the 4% to the Dubai Land Department, correct?
Yeah.
So the property is yours, okay? So now, let's say you are expecting a payment in 2 months' time, okay, your second down payment, and you can't pay that. And so what is the best solution? And you've made up your mind saying that, oh, you know what, I have to sell my property. So we have no problem, as long as you have a new buyer through any party, whether it's your brokerages or whether you you have someone in your family who can help you out to give the money. No problem. So since you paid 10%, you need to add another 30%, and we'll give you the NOC. You need to request for no objection certificate from the developer. We give you the NOC saying that you are selling this property to a third party. So the property can get transferred to somebody else. That's the only thing. It's very simple.
When you pay to 40% before you can transfer?
No, they have to pay 40%.
That's what
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
40% is the criteria.
To be able to transfer.
Absolutely.
Is that regulated by RERA or what?
No, by the government of Dubai Land Department.
By the government department?
Yeah, yeah. It is must.
So back to Mr.
Because why it is there, I'll tell you, there is a reason behind this, okay? If you see back in those days, before the crisis, there was no RERA, there was no escrow, and there was no control. So you have to control, right? When you have a government regulations, people will be, very much in control. So this is this is very important for, even for the government and also for the investors, So I hope you are clear about this now, yeah? Thank you.
Do we have more questions in the house? More questions? So that we can address all these pending issues? Another question? All right. Mr. Jury, just came in. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
All right. Okay. You have a question as you're a banker. Yeah. Do you have any facility to Access Bank? Do they have facility for mortgage?
Interest free.
Yes, it is, because this is what happened earlier today. Sorry, sir.
What interest rate?
So this is what happened earlier today. We had a full session. We had the MD of Lotus Bank was present with us this morning, because we're talking about real estate, and we need to look at the full picture. So there's property to be bought, there are developers, there are brokers, there are the facilitators, and then the financiers. So Lotus Bank was here today, and they did offer some very interesting propositions.
They are coming tomorrow?
They're coming tomorrow. We have this session in the morning as well. Now, you represent Access Bank. Do you have any facility that is available to prospective buyers that are not buying in Nigeria, but they want to buy overseas?
Don't even limit it to Nigeria. So let's make it to Nigeria. I mean, let's be honest. Let's face our own country first.
Okay.
I want to see what facilities banking are offering to the generality of Nigeria.
You're being recorded, so be careful what you say.
It's fine. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so my name is Ajri Nowotura. I work as of the Lekki Admiralty branch. We have mortgage facilities in Access Bank, but considering the foreign exchange rates, so I don't think we have facility to finance properties offshore and call it exchange rates. But if you have your foreign exchange, perhaps you want to buy facilities and properties offshore, that's why we can look at that. But locally, yes, I think we give mortgages.
That's what I want to hear from you. What type of mortgages you give, and what is your interest rate locally? And what are the conditionalities? What document will somebody submit? So that is the problem.
Okay, so our mortgage interest rates varies. So
varies how?
It depends on the money market rate. So we cannot say this is the rate right now. But
how? Are you not a banker?
Yes, I do.
How will you not be able to tell me now? I want mortgage. The first condition I will ask you, what's your mortgage rate? How will you not be able to tell me? Tell me. I want to hear.
So like I said, it's subjective. It's not something that varies.
This is what we do over here. No, I've been putting everybody on the line. I invited you for a purpose. I put you on the line. You're real estate, sorry sir.
Yeah.
You're a real estate developer, and I didn't prepare you, but I did ask you a real question, because at the end of the day, if there's anything you take out from this place, is that you have real answers that you can then take to the bank and again make an informed financial decision. So I understand what Mr. Joe is saying. He doesn't want to say a rate and then you go to his bank tomorrow and it's a different story. And I respect his stand. Sir, I do, truthfully. I'd rather him not say something than him say a percentage and he cannot back it up. So as far as we are, he can't hold him to nothing. And that's still legal, right? He didn't commit any crime. We have lawyers in there. Okay, now it's ready for you. Chairman, it's ready for you now.
Okay, Chairman. Okay, sir. So can we look at 24% piano?
24%.
Piano, yes.
Good, that's what I need to hear from you. And I will now ask you, are you not in Shylock?
No, it's fine. So let me, it depends on, it's not a Shylock thing. We all know what the economy is saying right now in terms of funding. The NPR has just been released, it has been act upward. So it's not something that you can hold on to the banks, because there will be a lot of movement going into the coming weeks in terms of interest rates and deposit rates as well. Thank you.
So just to, we're going to round this up in less than a minute or two, because again, one of the things we learned this very morning, we did a bit of comparison between investing in Nigeria and Dubai. So again, it's interesting that the data is coming on. This morning we heard, and it's verified, that in Dubai, interest rate is between 1.9% to 2%.
Yes.
And when I heard those figures, the first thing I asked, was that an error, or, I mean, this was this morning.
Of course, I mean.
Was that an error, or is that a fact? And we real, sir, sorry. Sorry, sir. Yeah. So that we have, we're all on the same page. So locally, investing interest rate at 24%, we all know what that means at the end of the day. So I think, sir, we all purpose and intent. This is 8 p.m. It's been a very, very interesting discussion. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming. We have in our midst a very dear friend of mine. He's representing Lagos State government in full force. I'd rather leave his name out. And we have so many other ones in the midst as well. I want to thank Professor Salahuddin for taking us through that wonderful and precise presentation. I want to thank the team from Sobha, Mr. I don't know why your name came. Ali. Mr. Ali, you know, Ali Baba is a good, you know, so maybe I'll call you Ali Baba, that way I will never forget your name again. You know, we have Mr. Ahmed, you know, and of course we have our CFO, we have our COO. I want to thank my friends who have taken time to be here. This is Info, thank you for coming. Emmy Collins, you're looking great as usual. You just flew in from London just for this purpose. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you. Mr. Bawo, thank you for the hard-hitting question, because that's the only way we can get this done. My hope is that after tonight, you've been able to cross that bridge that would allow you to actually make that investment decision. We thank Madam Keisha. She flew from Abuja this morning to be with us. And I'm sure maybe live flew from Abuja as well. So tomorrow we have a very full session as well. We have a monthly meeting, that's the NISI monthly meeting. NISI stands for Nigerian Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We're going to invite our friends again, and we're going to double down what we did today. At the evening session, those that couldn't make today, we're going to welcome them tomorrow and do more of this. At the end of the day, again, we want to see traction, but traction that you're convinced in your mind that when you do invest your money, it's secured, it's done on trust, and you have people that you can actually hold on to, not just random 3D people that they look good online, but in person they're nowhere to be found. The offices are in Nigeria, offices are in Dubai, office is in Abuja, and you know, even some parts of Africa as well. So I want to thank you. I think we have some light refreshment for you outside. I really do thank you for coming. God bless you. Thank you.